Hi, my name is Tom. For the last couple of months, I've been doing something almost all health experts would not recommend. I've been purposely gaining weight. That might be a good thing if it had been all muscle mass, but unfortunately it's not. It's 100% fat mass. So why would I do this? I want to demonstrate to you how to lose weight and keep it off. As you watch my progress once a week, every week, you'll see my extra pounds coming off. Sure, I could have shown you before and after pictures, but those will not have the same impact as watching my progress week after week as I gradually and closer to my weight goal. I have a background in adult education, teaching electronics at 2 different technical colleges. I know that most of my students learn best when a concept is demonstrated step by step. Because my education background is an electrical engineer, you may guess that I think solving an effective weight loss solution is the same thing as solving any other engineering problem. And guess what? You'd be right. I should mention at this point that I am not a doctor, a professional fitness trainer, or a nutritionist. Keep that in mind if you're thinking about following my advice. You may want to consult a professional before doing so. Also, keep in mind that America has been following those well-intentioned advice from those professionals and getting the opposite results intended. I know how to lose weight and, more importantly, keep it off. All I had to do to gain this fat over the last couple of months is to stop what I've been doing to lose it in the first place. My method is nothing groundbreaking. I doubt I have a single original idea that you haven't heard somewhere else before. My left brain engineering mind believes in science and math when it comes to shedding pounds. And, as my research revealed, much to the surprise of my left brain engineering mind, I have to believe in the understanding of human psychology as well. In fact, my research revealed how we think about food is probably around 80% of the knowledge you'll need to be successful at losing weight and keeping it off. The other 20% is the food items and the exercise items. Each week, I'll share what I did during the week and discuss my philosophy on weight loss and, just as importantly, why so many weight loss programs fail. Once you know why so many diets fail, you'll be able to spot one that won't work for you from a million miles away. Most diets revolve around food, nutrition, and maybe exercise. What you eat, what not to eat this instead of that, when to eat, when not to eat, balancing how many grams of carbs, fat, and protein a food source has, superfoods, planned meals, new recipes, exercise regimes, fitness experts yelling out encouragement, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to spend the next couple of months hardly discussing specific food, nutrition, or exercise. My weight loss program doesn't count grams of anything and doesn't explicitly recommend or ban any specific food. Don't get me wrong, however. My plan isn't some magic woo-woo revelation that won't require you to change your eating habits somewhat. If you want to go on some other diet that uses some phrase similar to do this or eat this and watch the fat magically disappear and melt away, you are in the wrong place. If you are overweight right now and you want to lose pounds, what you are doing now, or maybe even in the past, isn't working. You'll have to change something to expect change. My goal is to simply make those changes as easy for you as possible. So what exactly is my plan? I'll go over all the details in weeks to come, so in this introductory video, I'll just summarize by telling you what various names I had thought of when I wanted to name this plan, and that will help explain how it works. The first thing that I came up with was from my own results. I called it the 52-52-52 plan. That's because I lost 52 pounds in 52 weeks when I was 52 years old. But that name means nothing else to anyone, so I kind of dished that. The next idea that I came up was the Jerry Seinfeld diet, which sounds kind of weird, but Jerry Seinfeld is known as being an observational comedian. He just makes things sound funny that we notice every day that maybe everybody else doesn't think is funny. And that's how I feel about most diets. I look at what they say to do, and just by observing the things around me, I know that doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. So the whole idea of my diet was based on just common sense that you see every day. But I felt like maybe that Jerry Seinfeld diet might cause some issues, so I dropped that. The third thing that I came up with was the All About You diet. I was going to call it this because my plan does not include any specific food or exercise that you must follow. Most diets tell you what food to eat and food to avoid in specific detail, or they tell you what exercise to do and how long and how often. Here's what I believe. I believe the most knowledgeable person on the entire planet who knows what's best for you is you, not some author of a diet book. The next name that I came up with was the Rest of Your Life diet. Simply put, I do not recommend you make any changes unless you are prepared to make that change for the rest of your life. Here's a hint of why I think most diets fail. All the diets out there will work if you stick with them until the day you die. But most people don't want them the rest of their lives. They want to use the diet to achieve their weight goal and then move on to what they were used to after their weight goal is met. And guess what? All that weight you just lost because you followed that diet, you gain right back because now you're not following the diet. And finally, I came up with the query theory diet. With my plan, I'll present you with a thought process, basically a set of questions you must answer honestly to get the results you say you want. There is a lot to this which I'll go over in the weeks to come. Here is another hint why I think most diets fail. They concentrate on the physical aspect of losing weight, food and exercise, whereas almost all weight issues are thought issues. How will this video series work? Every week that I am home on a Saturday, I will make a video weighing myself and comparing my weight to the previous weighing. Today, I will also pull out a tape measure and measure a couple of distances around myself. After I reach my weight goal, I'll pull that tape measure out again, but I'm not going to do it every week. Every week, I will also teach you one aspect of what I believe to be true, and sometimes assign homework so you can prove to yourself what I say is true. I will also tell you my success and failures during the week. We all have both of those in this journey, and I hope by sharing what I do right and wrong will instill the idea that perfection 24/7 is not an attainable goal. I shoot for an overall successful week, every week. Within that week, I may have meals or snacks or even whole days where I did not follow my own advice. But my goal is, at the end of the week, I'll be a success. I'll know if I'm a success or not by what the bathroom scale measures. So I encourage you to subscribe to my channel. I promise that from the second video on, they'll only be about 5 minutes long, so you won't have to carve out a whole bunch of time. My goal is to weigh 163 pounds by the time I'm done. Why 163 pounds? Initially, the first time I decided to lose weight, 163 pounds was dead center for my healthy BMI range. I know, there's problems with BMI, but that is what I did, so get over it. It turns out I ended up losing more weight than my goal. When I weighed several pounds below 163, several family members thought I looked frail. Not a good look for me. So I went back to 163. Why an average of only 1 pound a week? My method is a long-term program. Long-term meaning until the day you die. I will never, ever recommend a method that you can't or will be unwilling to maintain the rest of your life. The only methods I know that result in rapid weight loss are not sustainable by most people. Therefore, no part of the query theory diet is short-term. As I mentioned previously, there might be homework, and this is the first week I'm going to assign it. This week's assignment is to figure out what your weight goal is and write it down, or better yet, put it in a spreadsheet, which we'll be modifying as weeks go by. Also, calculate based on your current weight and losing an average of 1 pound per week, how many weeks will it take to achieve your weight goal? And finally, if you lose your first pound, not this week, but 2 weeks from now, what will the date be when you have achieved your goal? I'll have an example of this after my weigh-in. All right, let's go weigh myself, measure myself, and show you how to use this spreadsheet. Alexa, what's today's date?
It's Saturday, January 6th.
And it looks like my waist is a little over 41 inches. And underneath my arms, around my chest, is a little over 40 inches. All right, let's set up the spreadsheet. Let's put in a date column, a goal column, and an actual column. Date is 1/6/2018, and actual was 199.9. Now what I'm going to do here is put a little formula. I'm just going to have equals the date plus 7, which will give me next Saturday's date. And then I'm just going to grab this square, drag it all the way down to row 53, which should put me a whole year of Saturdays. There we are. And I'm going to say that my goal for next week, let's just try to lose that 0.9 pounds. 199 even. And I will now make a formula here. We're going to lose 1 pound per week. And once again, we'll drag this down until we get to 163. Almost there. And there it is. On September 22nd, 2018, I should have reached my goal. You do the same thing, and you'll have something to reach for. Until next week, see you then.